Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 and another part of our Newcastle United series, and today we have a chance of our first piece of silverware. We're taking on Chelsea in the League Cup final and we are on a 5-game winning streak and an 8-game unbeaten run, which has included 7 wins, so I am very confident, especially as one of those wins was over Chelsea. We can definitely win silverware today. It would be our 6th straight victory. We're in a great run of form. We've got a nice run of games to come as well, actually, all the way up until April where it gets a little bit more dicey, but we're in a strong position to do well. Now, when we left off last time, we had beaten Legia Warsaw 3-1. We then took on Ipswich Town, and this was a pretty frustrating game in the FA Cup, it has to be said. It took us until the 113th minute of extra time, because obviously there is no replay in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup anymore, or the last 16, sorry, onwards. But here was Almiron, put the ball over the top, and Barbosa, who was on as a sub, just beat the defenders for freshness and pace, got in behind, and with just 7 or 8 minutes of normal time left, he did manage to finish the game and get us a win. And that puts us into the 6th round where we play Watford at home. So we've got a great chance of making the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And then Legia Warsaw, we'd already won 3-1 away from home, but then in the match itself, the second leg, we did manage to get a goal and just put the tie beyond doubt, really. It would have taken a lot for them to come back. Tonali put the ball in, Hayden at the back stick, it just rolled around between the defender and keeper, and we managed to get the victory there. So a couple of really quite dull victories against not that great team. I did rotate the team quite a bit for both of those games, whereas today against Chelsea that is not what we're doing at all. We're going to put out our strongest possible side. So we're going to have Woodman in goal. He's been in goal for quite a few games now, actually, and doing really well. He's played just 1 league game, actually, but 5 overall, and he's had 4 clean sheets and only conceded once in his 5 appearances this season. So he is in goal. We've got Yedlin, Lascelles, Chambers and Haps in defence, Tonali and Hayden in defence midfield, Marin, Almiron and Mata in attack midfield, Barbosa as the striker. It's worth just having a quick look at... Oh, I've completely messed up the filter there. If we just look at the League Cup here, how we got here. We started out with a 0-0 penalty shootout win over Wolves. It all could have ended had we not done so well in that penalty shootout, scoring all 4 goals. Wolves missed their last 2 there, and we managed to get the win. We then beat Cardiff 4-0 in the 4th round. A really good performance there. 2 for Mata, 1 for Barbosa, 1 for Coman. We then beat Stoke 1-0 with 10 men, a good result there. And then against Spurs, we had to overcome this 2-0 deficit, but we did it with 5 goals. 2 for Muto, 1 for Key, 1 for Marin, 1 for Coman, and that put us into this final against Chelsea where we find ourselves today. So let's get into this game and see if we can lift our first piece of silverware. It is going to be tough. This Chelsea team still have Eden Hazard, who I'm still surprised is there and hasn't been picked up, but Giroud and Batshuayi up top I'm not too worried about. Lingard I'm not too worried about. Luis and Jorginho, again, I'm not too worried about them. Alonso, Christensen, Zuma, Zappacosta could be more difficult to break down, and then Farinez in goal, not a keeper I recognise. So this is not the strongest Chelsea team. So I'm going to go out there and tell the players I expect to win this trophy. They line up ready for the final to kick off. I am very excited about this. This will be the first trophy that I've won in FM19, so hopefully we can get it and it isn't a defeat in our first final. But at the moment we started well. We've had the first shot. Yedlin with the throw, 5 minutes on the clock, comes back to him. He dinks it into Mata in a great position. He might shoot here, Mata. Instead he finds Marin, and it's in. Marin gets his 15th of the season. Joint top goal scorer with Barbosa up front, and that just 5 minutes into the cup final at Wembley, we have managed to take the lead. Almiron had it, back to Yedlin, tucked inside to Mata. He went on a little run before laying off Marin. He span, and it was a terrible attempt at a save from their goalkeeper. I didn't recognise him. It looks like he might be a weak keeper, and that has played into our favour. We have an early lead in the cup final. Can we get a second? Mata with a corner towards the back stick. Hayden's there. He wins the header. It comes to Barbosa, who makes it 2-0, and we have absolutely sucker punched Chelsea here. Barbosa becomes our outright leading goal scorer with 16 now. But Mata's corner was perfect to the back stick for Hayden. It was just put in. Zappacosta didn't clear it properly, and Barbosa on the volley made it 2-0. So just 11 minutes into the cup final, we are 2-0 up, and Chelsea have no answer to it. We are in a very strong position. Woodman plays the ball out to Chambers. Now Haps switches the play, and he's looking for Barbosa, who has found him. Mata now out to Marin. Zappacosta with a header. Comes down to Marin though. He's dangerous in these positions. Finds Tonali. Ball out to Yedlin. Great position to whip it across. He finds Barbosa, and 20 minutes into the cup final, we are 3-0 up. It looks like glory is coming back to Tyneside. 3-0 up at Wembley is a fantastic result. Marin with the ball over to Tonali. He whipped it across the ground for Yedlin, and then he just put it across that corridor of uncertainty for Gabriel Barbosa's second of the game, and we lead Chelsea now by 3-0. Now, could there be a comeback ready for Chelsea? Zappacosta plays it forward to Lingard. They've got a lot of work to do to come back from this and get a win. Here's Lingard again over the top, but cut out by Tonali. Now Mata. Can we get a fourth? It's Yedlin pushing down the right flank. Chelsea at 6s and 7s. It's into Almiron. He goes for goal, and it's a good save. Oh no, it's gone over. It must have hit the crossbar there. But we were very, very close to a fourth goal. I don't know why it would be a straight goal. But 4-0 or 3-0 up at the moment. I can't believe how well we've done so quickly here. This will be our 6th straight victory at a crucial time in the season. This is a time in the season where if you're fighting on multiple fronts, normally you fall away somewhere. At the moment it looks like we're about to win the League Cup, get into the FA Cup semis. Oh, but Giroud has got in. An absolute punt of a ball forward, and Giroud's 17th of the season has managed to get the goal there. Maybe I've been talking too soon, but if we did win the League Cup and get into the FA Cup semis and keep going in Europe, we would be in a great position. I mean, that's just a dreadful mistake in defence, and Giroud got an easy goal. Now with just 2 in it, if they get the next one, they could be right back in it. It was Luis's ball forward. He's definitely onside. Batshuayi nodded it on, and there was Giroud to just tuck it home. So 3-1 as we head towards half-time. We should be able to see this one out, really. Eden Hazard is struggling for Chelsea for his fitness, so that is a good sign for us. But at half-time, a 3-1 scoreline, I'd have ripped your arm off to get this position, and that is exactly where we are. The team reacting well, as they would. They've brought on a defensive midfielder for Michy Batshuayi, changing their tactic. They're chasing goals though. It's not going to help them to take off a striker for a defensive midfielder, and now we've got a free kick in a good area. But I mean, really, the damage was done so early. Here's Mata with the free kick. Giroud away. Marin is there. He might shoot here. Instead he goes out wide to Yedlin. He needs to play it in. He's going himself, and Yedlin gets his 4th goal of the season from right back, and makes it 4-1 here at Wembley. Any hope of a comeback for Chelsea very much gone now. Mata put the ball in. It was cleared away by Giroud, only as far as Marin, who had the awareness to find Yedlin, and Yedlin there managed to cut inside and on his weak foot get a finish in the far post for a 4-1 lead. And we are looking extremely good right now. 40 minutes left to play. I might even bring on a few youngsters. We don't have too many on the bench, but certainly give a couple of players a run out here at Wembley in a cup final. Header one, now Almiron on the attack, tries to play it over the top. Marin might get there for pace, he just backed off. Zappacosta back to the keeper, his ball forward. Won by Giroud, but only onto Chambers. He doesn't have his strike partner anymore. Chambers to Tonali, gives it away there. That was quite poor. Now Hazard, can he cause some damage? He's charging forward, he plays in Giroud, but Haps comes across. Back to Woodman, who's lost his clean sheet. He's conceded half of all his goals this season in this match. Here's Yedlin coming down the right flank. Good run from him, very aggressive. Finds Barbosa, great touch inside the defender, goes for goal, but it's an easy save. That was not the most convincing effort. I am just going to make a couple of substitutions now, keep things fresh. Omaruo can come on for a struggling Yedlin. I'm also going to give Ayoze Perez a bit of a run out up front for Barbosa, who will not get his hat-trick in this cup final. Just 30 minutes left to go, and really this is quite easy. Mata puts the ball in, looking for Chambers, and it is in for 5-1 in this cup final. We scored 5 goals against Spurs in the semi-final second leg to overcome that deficit. We've done it again here today. We have conceded though, but Mata with a floated ball, the second Mata free kick to lead to a goal. Chambers got free and a beautiful controlled finish into the bottom corner for 5-1 against Chelsea. And bearing in mind, this is only halfway through our second season at the club. This is special to be where we are this quickly. Now here's Jorginho on the ball. Finds Fabregas. I would like to not concede another, but Zaha has just been allowed to run in behind. Nobody checking him. Puts it in. Lascelles gets it away. Tonali, good touch. Finds Marin. Can this get even more humiliating? He's looking for Ayoze Perez, who is in behind. He's got players arriving. He loses it to Zappacosta. It's sent back. The keeper clears it. And he does find Hazard as well. Now out wide to Zaha. He charges in from the right flank. Brilliant tackle. Now Chambers. Still 15 minutes left. We could still get a couple of goals here. Hayden switches the flank to Mata. Ball over the top. Perez is in behind. Can he finish? It's saved. It rolls around and Zappacosta gets it away for the corner. I think if that's Barbosa in there, that would have been a hat-trick for him and it would have been 6-1. But here's Mata. Puts the ball in. Comes to Almiron and it's a tame header, which is easy for Farinez to gather. Now Marcos Alonso's having a terrible game and struggling for fitness for Chelsea. They've all had pretty bad games, but here's Hazard with a free kick towards the back step, but Woodman with a good catch there. They needed to do more with that really. Not that it would have made any difference, they aren't going to come back into this game. Woodman throws the ball out to Chambers. Down the line, comes to Marin. He's had a pretty quiet game by his standards, other than that opening goal. Here's Mata. Comes forward. He's got a man out on the right. He does find Omaruro, who keeps it in, whips it in, and Marin arriving, can't get the header in. Zaha counters, puts it over the top. Giroud has got that. He's in behind, and it's saved by Woodman in a one-on-one there, showing again why I'm putting him in the team. He's having a brilliant game, Freddie Woodman, and he has done so well replacing Dubravka. Ever since Dubravka, through that little hissy fit of not joining Spurs, he has lost his place in the team and may well not get a transfer to a big club. But it doesn't matter. We have won the Carabao Cup final. There are the teams celebrating our first domestic competition win, or elite competition domestic win, since the 50s. A fantastic result there by the team. There's me walking with the trophy in my hands. We totally outclassed Chelsea today. The damage was done very early on, and the team are extremely happy with that, and so am I. We've won our first trophy of this series in just our second season as well. A huge win over them in the final. I've led us glory. We had 10-1 odds. We've gone and done it. We've taken Liverpool's crown essentially there. Squad gets 70k paid out. We got 100k in winnings, so that's not too bad. But now we can look ahead to our other competitions with a trophy in the bag and the confidence that will come with that. If we just have a look at our fixtures going ahead, then you can see that coming up, this is all out of order, isn't it? I have no idea what's going on now. Can we sort them by date? There we go. Is that by date? I think that is by date. It's the wrong way around, but it is by date. There we go. So, looking ahead to our future fixtures, after 6 straight victories, we've got Crystal Palace, Southampton, Anderlecht, Stoke, and I might come back for this little double header here against Anderlecht and Watford. Will we make it to the quarterfinals of the Europa League? Can we make it to the semi-finals of the FA Cup as well? It'd be great if we could win more than one competition, but at the moment, board very happy with the League Cup win. Very happy with the league, and we're meeting expectations, or exceeding expectations on the FA Cup, but meeting expectations on the Europa League. We're in a fantastic position, and we've already qualified for the Europa League for next season through winning the League Cup. So we're in a great position, 3 points off United in the league as well. There is a long way still to go in this season, but we are looking very good. 17 goals down for Barbosa, 15 for Antonio Marin. 12 assists for DeAndre Yedlin and 4 goals as well. But Mata with 16 assists and 11 goals, doing extremely well. Our team is firing on all cylinders. After this mid-season blip, we have come back in a very, very positive way. We've still got a lot of league games to get through. So that is going to be it for today's episode. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed that cup victory. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. But until next time, see ya!